So today you're learning how to divide polynomials by monomials. So when you start these here, you'll just divide each term of your polynomial by whatever the monomial is. So that's you can fill in on the blank up here then. So you'll divide each term in your polynomial by the monomial. And then for this first one here, so you have the quantity of 3r squared minus 5 divided by 12r. So pretty much you're just dividing each of those two terms by the 12r. So I'll write it as a fraction here to start. So you can just divide your first term, the 3r squared, by the 12r. And then you can divide the 5 by the 12r. And then remember, for the monomials here, which is what these are here. So you'll simplify the coefficients next. So you'll simplify the 3/12. So that'll give you 1/4 to start then. So your 4 would be on the bottom and then 1 would be on the top. And then remember with the variables here, you'll subtract the x in it. So you'll do big minus small. So you'll do 2 minus 1 because you have a 1r on the bottom. So you'll have r to the first or just r. And remember, you'll put the extra one wherever you had more there. So you have more up top. So it'll be r over 4 then because it's like, sorry, hold on. Have r over 4 for your first term there. And then you'll simplify the 5/12, so it'll just have to stay like it is, and then your r will just stay on the bottom too. So this would be your last term there. So that'd be your answer then. And then for your next one there, so you're dividing the 9n squared minus 15n plus the 24 divided by the 3n. So this one here, you'll solve like the first one. It's just that they wrote the problem a different way. So I'm going to write this all out because you're going to divide each of your terms there by the 3n. So I'll have the 9n squared first. Have your 9n squared divided by the 3n. Then you'll have your 15n divided by the 3n. And then your 24 divided by the 3n. And then remember, you'll simplify next here. So you can simplify the 9 over 3. So that'd be 3 over 1 to start. And then you'll subtract the x in its there. So you can do 2 minus 1. So you'll have an extra n up top, and it'll go with the 3 because you have more on top. So this would just be 3n for your first term there then. And then you'll want to simplify the 15 thirds. So that'd be 5 there. And then remember, you have the same amount of n's there. So these will just cancel each other out. So you just have the minus 5 for your second term. And then you'll simplify the 24 over 3. So that'd be 8 over 1 to start. And then your n should just stay on the bottom because there's no other n's. There's nothing else you can do with it. So you'll have 8 over n for your last term there. So that'd be your answer then. And then, so for your next two problems here, so for your for number 3 here, so you want to divide each of your terms here by this 6e squared f squared. So this is like the first two, they just already have as a fraction here. So I'm going to write this out. So you can divide your first term, the 24e cubed f squared. So you'll divide your first one by the 6e squared f squared. And then you can divide your next one. This may run into the next problem, but and then you'll have your last term there. And then remember, you can simplify next on these. So you'll simplify the 24 over 6. So that'd be 4 over 1 to start. So I'll just put the 4 up top to start here. And then remember, you'll want to subtract the x in it. So for the e's, you'll do 3 minus 2. So you'll have an extra e up top, and it'll go with the 4 because your 4 was up top there. So it'd be 4e to start. And then your f's there, you're dividing the f squared by the f squared. Pretty much those two will cancel because you wouldn't have any f's left. And then you can simplify your next fraction. So you can simplify the 30 over 6. So that'd be 5 over 1 there then. So I'll put the 5 first here. And then, because you know your 5 would be on top there since the 30 is bigger. And then your e's are going to cancel because you have the same x in it there. And then your s, you'll do 2 minus 1. So you have an extra f on the bottom. So it'd be on the bottom of your 5 here then. And then for your last term there, so you can simplify the 12, 6. So that'll be 2 over 1 to start then. I'm sorry. And then you can subtract the accidents. You'll do 2 minus 1 for the accidents on the e's here. So you'll have an extra e on the bottom then. And then you can do the same thing with accidents on the f's there. So you can do 2 minus 1. So you'll have an extra f on the bottom. So that'll be your answer for that one then. Okay, I'm going to erase these so I have room for number 4. So for this one, you can do the same thing here. So you can divide each term in your numerator by the 5a. So I'll write this all out to start. So you'll have the a squared divided by the 5a first. And then your 5a divided by the 5a. And then your 13 divided by the 5a. And then, so remember, you can simplify first here. This will be like 1/5 because you have a 1 up top here. So there's nothing you can simplify by there to start. And then, so you know your 5 will just stay on the bottom for the first one. And then you can subtract the x and it's on the a. So you'll do 2 minus 1 there. So you'll have an extra a, like a to the first, and you have more up top. So it'll go up top there. So you have a over 5 for the first term then. And then for your second term, so you're dividing the 5a by the 5a. So these will pretty much cancel there. Because 5 divided by 5 will give you 1, and then a divided by a would just be 1, 2. So this should just be plus 1. That'll cancel. And then your 13th, so you can't simplify it all, and then your a will just stay on the bottom. So it'll be plus 13 over 5a for the last term. So that'll be your answer there then. And then for the next one here for number 5, so you're just going to divide each of your terms by the 3a, kind of like the others you did there. So I'll write it out to start. So you'll have your 3a squared divided by the 3a, and then your 6a divided by the 3a, and then your 2 here. And remember, you'll simplify next here. So you have 3 over 3. So pretty much those will cancel. You'll have 1 to start. And then for the accidents on the a's, when we were doing big minus small here. So you'll do 2 minus 1. So you'll have an extra a that'll go on top. And it would be over 1, so you can just have the a by itself here. And then you can simplify the 6/3 here. So that'll give you 2, or 2 over 1. And then for your a's, they have the same accident there, so they'll cancel out also. Because you're dividing a by the a. So you just have the 2 for the second term. And then you should simplify the 2/3. So nothing divides evenly into both of those. So those should stay, and then your a will stay on the bottom also. So you'll have your plus 2/3 a there then for your last term. And then for number 6, you can write this out the same way. So just find each of those by the 3b. And then for this one to start, so you pretty much have the 1/3 that you'd simplify, so that would just stay as your 1/3 then, because your 3 will go on the bottom. And then you should subtract the accidents on the b. So you'll do 2 minus 1 here. So you'll have an extra b up top since you had more b's there. So this would be b over 3 for your first term. And then you can simplify the 9/3. So that'll just be 3, or 3 over 1. And then your b's will cancel. So you'll just have plus 3 for the second term here. And then you should usually simplify the 7/3, but nothing divides evenly there. So that'll stay. and your b will stay on the bottom too. So for number 7, you can start this the same way. So you can divide each of your terms in the numerator by the 7, e squared, f squared though. So I'm going to write this out to start that. And then remember, you can simplify next here. So you can simplify the 14 over 7, so that'd give you 2 over 1, or just 2 to start. And then, so I'll put the 2 here. And then for the e's, you're dividing by the same thing here. So these will cancel out. And the same thing for the s. Since you're dividing by itself, you'll just skip 1 there. And then you'll simplify the 35 over 7, so that would be 5 over 1, or just 5 to start here. And then for your e, so you can do big minus small with accidents there, so you'll do 2 minus 1. So you'll have an extra e on the bottom then. And then for the f's, you have the same exponent there, so those will cancel then. And then for your last terms, you should simplify the 2/7. That will just stay for now. And then you can subtract the exponents on the e, so you'll do 2 minus 1 there. So you'll have an extra e on the bottom. And then your the f squared has to stay on the bottom too, because you have no other f's. So that'd be your answer then. And then for the last one here, for number 8, so you're dividing 9b squared minus 15 by the 3. So instead of writing this out, I'm just going to divide each of your terms by the 3. So you can divide the 9b squared by the 3. So if you divide the 9 by the 3 there, then you'll get 3. So it'd be 3b squared, because the b squared would just stay up top. So you'll have 3b squared. And then you can divide the 15 by the 3, because pretty much you can divide each of these here. Go like here and there. And then you can divide the 15 by the 3. So then you'll have minus 5 for your last term. Or you could write it out like the same way you do with the others. You'll get the same thing either way there. Okay, so that's how to divide the polynomials by the monomial with just one term on the bottom. Tomorrow you're going to learn how to divide a polynomial by a binomial. So that's when you have the 2 terms on the bottom. And there's a Google doc that you're going to work on today. And you're doing this stuff here, the same thing. Instead of having to type your like weird fraction answers like this in there, you can write down your work and then take a picture and send it to me if you would rather do it that way. That works too. And just let me know if you get stuck or need help with anything though.